Physical Education MCQs Part 2. 51. Length of javelin for women. A. 2.10 meter. B. 2.20 meter. C. 2.30 meter. D. 2.40 meter. The correct answer is B. 2.20 meter. 52. Angle of javelin through. A. 30. B. 40. C. 29. D. 31. The correct answer is C. 29. 53. Weight of javelin for men. A. 600 grams. B. 800 grams. C. 400 grams. D. 900 grams. The correct answer is B. 800 grams. 54. Weight of javelin for women. A. 600 grams. B. 700 grams. C. 500 grams. D. 400 grams. The correct answer is A. 600 grams. 55. When javelin throw introduced in modern Olympic Games first time. A. 1900. B. 1904. C. 1908. D. 1912. The correct answer is A. 1900. 56. Time allow the athlete for jump. A. 20 second. B. 30 second. C. 40 second. D. 60 second. The correct answer is D. 60 second. 57. High jump runway distance. A. 12 meters. B. 13 meters. C. 15 meters. D. 14 meters. The correct answer is C. 15 meters. 58. How many lanes on track? A. 6. B. 7. C. 8. D. 9. The correct answer is C. 8. 59. Standard track total distance is A. 300 meters. B. 200 meters. C. 400 meters. D. 800 meters. The correct answer is C. 400 meters. 60. In 400 meters race last athlete stagger. A. 7.01 meters. B. 7.42 meters. C. 7.67 meters. D. 7.80 meters. The correct answer is C. 7.67 meters. 61. When FIFA established. A. 1904. B. 1905. C. 1906. D. 1907. The correct answer is A. 1904. 62. When first FIFA World Cup held. A. 1920. B. 1926. C. 1930. D. 1940. The correct answer is C. 1930. 63. Which country won most FIFA World Cups? A. Brazil. B. Germany. C. Italy. D. France. The correct answer is A. Brazil. 64. How many members of FIFA at 2008? A. 208. B. 209. C. 376. D. 211. The correct answer is A. 208. 65. Where FIFA house built in Pakistan? A. Islamabad. B. Karachi. C. Lahore. D. Multan. The correct answer is C. Lahore. 66. Total length and width of football ground is A. 100 by 70. B. 120 by 80. C. 120 by 90. D. 90 by 70. The correct answer is B. 120 by 80. 67. Which country won 2002 World Cup? A. Brazil. B. Germany. C. Korea. D. Italy. The correct answer is A. Brazil. 68. Which team won first FIFA World Cup? A. Uruguay. B. Brazil. C. Germany. D. France. The correct answer is A. Uruguay. 69. In which year women football introduced in Olympic Games? A. 1992. B. 1996. C. 2000. D. 1988. The correct answer is B. 1996. 70. Total time of break or interval in football. A. 15 minutes. B. 30 minutes. C. 45 minutes. D. 20 minutes. The correct answer is A. 15 minutes. 71. The game of chess started from A. 3000 BC. B. 2000 BC. C. 1000 BC. D. 500 BC. The correct answer is A. 3000 BC. 72. In which country the education of chess is given in schools? A. Russia. B. China. C. France. D. Rome. The correct answer is A. Russia. 73. Which country first of all introduced chess? A. Italy. B. Hindustan. C. Russia. D. China. The correct answer is B. Hindustan. 74. Which city is called home of chess? A. Venice. B. Delhi. C. Moscow. D. New York. The correct answer is A. Venice. 75. How many years Jhangir Khan remain unbeaten? A. 5 years. B. 7 years. C. 8 years. D. 3 years. The correct answer is A. 5 years. 76. When first World Cup squash held? A. 1983. B. 1984. C. 1985. D. 1986. The correct answer is B. 1984. 77. When Pakistan first time played the squash at international level? A. 1949. B. 1950. C. 1955. D. 1956. The correct answer is B. 1950. 78. Old name of squash is A. Rackets. B. Binful. C. Steel hit. D. Green ball. The correct answer is A. Rackets. 79. Number 1 player of squash in Pakistan. A. Shahid Zaman. B. Jhangir Khan. C. Mansur Zaman. D. Zarq Jan. The correct answer is A. Shahid Zaman. 80. World Open Squash 2008 were held. A. England. B. Italy. C. China. D. America. The correct answer is A. England. 81. Were first Tour de France held? A. 1902. B. 1903. C. 1904. D. 1905. The correct answer is B. 1903. 82. Which player won more titles of Tour de France? A. France. B. Italy. C. Brazil. D. Australia. The correct answer is A. France. 83. Record of Tour de France is A. 39.5 kilometer. B. 40.5 kilometer. C. 45.5 kilometer. D. 43.5 kilometer. The correct answer is A. 39.5 kilometer. 84. Which player make the fastest world record? A. John Hayward. B. Ben Thomas. C. Smith. D. Jack Warner. The correct answer is A. John Hayward. 85. Which is the fastest cyclist in England? A. John Hayward. B. David Lou Grays. C. Will Smith. D. John Will. The correct answer is B. David Lou Grays. 86. When cycling is introduced in Olympic Games? A. 1992. B. 1994. C. 1996. D. 2000. The correct answer is C. 1996. 87. Cycling is the national game of A. Italy. B. France. C. Germany. D. Brazil. The correct answer is B. France. 88. Who is the inventor of the cycle? A. Kpkpsc. B. Colombo. C. Graham Bell. D. Charles. The correct answer is A. Kpkpsc. 89. When the competition of boating introduced in Olympics Games? A. 650 BC. B. 648 BC. C. 646 BC. D. 644 BC. The correct answer is B. 648 BC. 90. When wrestling is introduced in Olympics Games? A. 1900. B. 1904. C. 1908. D. 1912. The correct answer is B. 1904. 91. When the famous Muslim wrestler Gama become world champion? A. 1901. B. 1911. C. 1921. D. 1931. The correct answer is A. 1901. 92. What is the real name of Gama? A. Muhammad Irfan. B. Ghulam Muhammad. C. Muhammad Salim. D. Akhtar Hussain. The correct answer is B. Ghulam Muhammad. 93. Which title is awarded to Imam Bakhsh wrestler? A. Rostami Hind. B. Rostami Jahan. C. Rostami Iran. D. Rostami Pakistan. The correct answer is A. Rostami Hind. 94. How many categories in international wrestling? A. 2. B. 3. C. 5. D. 8. The correct answer is A. 2. 95. When women wrestling introduced in Olympics Games? A. 2000. B. 2004. C. 2008. D. 2012. The correct answer is B. 2004. 96. When the Pakistani wrestler Muhammad Bashir won the bronze medal in Olympics? A. 1956. B. 1960. C. 1964. D. 1968. The correct answer is B. 1960. 97. In 1962 Asian Games, how many medals won by Pakistan in wrestling? A. 10. B. 11. C. 12. D. 14. The correct answer is D. 14. 98. In 1970 Asian Games, how many medals won by Pakistan in wrestling? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4. The correct answer is B. 2. 99. Which is the national organization of table tennis? A. Pakistan Table Tennis Federation. B. Pakistan Tennis Federation. C. Pakistan Football Federation. D. Pakistan Table Tennis Committee. The correct answer is A. Pakistan Table Tennis Federation. 100. Which is the international organization of table tennis? A. International Table Tennis Federation Association. B. International Table Tennis Federation. C. International Table Federation. The correct answer is B. International Table Tennis Federation.